Novice to Expert, stories and strategies for real estate success. Hey there, I'm Laura Ortega, and I'm thrilled that you're joining me for Novice to Expert, where we go behind the curtain of expert and novice realtors. Are you considering becoming a realtor, or are you looking to level up your real estate business? Then this podcast is for you. In this podcast, I'll be interviewing experts in the field, sharing my own growth journey, and we'll learn together how to create habits that produce prosperity and bless others. Whether you're a seasoned realtor or a complete novice, don't miss out on any episode. Hit that subscribe button now to stay updated with the latest interviews, tips, and strategies from industry experts. Let's go. Episode 3. Practical steps to become a real estate agent. Getting my license in Texas was about a 2-year process. I started courses when I gave birth to my baby girl, and I used feeding time as this dedicated study time. I figured you're forced to sit there, I'm on maternity leave, I might as well make it productive and invest in myself. And, create a little legacy for that baby on my lap. I took my courses completely online. I really wanted that accelerated experience to go through the learning. And I remember feeling like I was learning an entirely new language. There were so many terms that I had to make all these flashcards, draw pictures, watch YouTube videos, especially to understand all that real estate math. It was like I studied all day with these breaks to just play with my toddler after daycare and eat dinner with my family. And so some courses I ended up whipping through in 4 days. I'd cram for an entire day, write out stacks of note cards with all the terms and say them aloud to myself because I'm an auditory learner. Shout out to all the auditory musical learners out there. And then I'd pray so hard and take each course's final exam with that virtual proctor on the computer. I always had the virtual proctor on the computer and my baby girl in the little pillow thing next to me. And they would say, "Is there anyone else in the room around you?" As I was showing my phone. And I'd say, "Well, yes, but this one can't talk, can't tell me the answers." And that got me laughing. And I look over at her while I was taking the test and remember my why and just keep going. I remember calling my baby girl my good luck charm because with her by my side, I passed the first time, every time. So I was on a roll with my real estate courses, and then life kind of completely changed gears because I got hired at a dream job as a trainer. My focus shifted, but I kept having that pressure to finish because the time would expire for the courses, and so I kicked my butt into gear. My husband was my ultimate coach, cheering me on the whole time. He said, "Remember, you invested money into this, you need to finish. And don't worry, I'll be in charge of bedtime so you can study for and pass your courses." Thanks to his amazing support, I jumped back into the program full force and finished all 6 required courses by April. I scheduled my official state national exam for about a month out to allow for studying using the CompuCram system and practice tests to attend the live Crammer Zoom classes Calibri Real Estate offered. For the first time after those classes, I had this clarity. Suddenly, the terms I'd memorized began to make sense, and these facts kind of came together, and I even was inspired to come up with a song. Maybe it'll help you. 43,560 square feet in an acre. That's how you measure the land. Flash forward to the day of the test. I had to leave all those treasured flashcards in the car, just carrying those numbers and formulas in my head, repeating them silently to myself, and doing all these breath prayers of, "Oh, Lord Jesus, help me." I want to remember everything I study, and please give me the discernment to pick these correct answers. I remember being the first one in the room. I needed to take and pass 2 tests, the Texas test and the national test, and they were timed. Remember last time when we talked about replacing fear with certainty? That moment could have been filled with this paralyzing fear, but instead I chose to control what I could and surrender what I couldn't. Calibri Real Estate online course has a policy that if you take the Crammer practice exams at least 3 times and get an 80% or above each time, and for some reason you don't pass the test the first time, they're going to refund your money. So planner as I am, guess what I did? The Tuesday before the Saturday test, I took the grammar practice test and scored a 68%. The Thursday before the Saturday test, I took the grammar test again and got a 72%, better, but not quite 80. Then on Friday was like the game changer. I attended a live class where the broker broke down my roadblocks with the math and answered all my questions, had so much patience. I left that meeting with so much confidence. I turned to my husband. I said, Giovanni, I need you to make dinner, take care of bedtime because I'm about to take this test 3 more times. So I took the test the first time, got an 81%. I was elated. I'd finally, crossed that threshold. Then I took it again and I got an 84%. The third time, guess what I scored? 87%. My heart was brimming with joy because I was ready. So when I sat in the testing room, I took a deep breath and I remembered that confident, ready feeling. I imagined myself passing the test and all the financial freedom that this could allow for my family, how my life could be forever changed by this one test. So several hours and a few breaks later, I pushed submit on the test and I waited for my test score to appear, the pass, no pass. And guess what? My screen went black. I freaked out like, oh my gosh, is it erasing all my answers? And fortunately, the proctor called me over, saw that I was like panicking. My adrenaline was rushing. I was just dying to know. And he slowly prints out this paper and he folds it in half and he hands it to me and he says, I can't tell you your score, but I think you'll be happy. I remember thanking him, getting my stuff, getting everything out of my locker. And I just like collapsed in the lobby on a bench, just so relieved. I was like praying, Lord Jesus, with all my heart, I just want to pass this one time. I don't want to take this again. That was really, really hard. My hands are shaking. There was so much adrenaline, and I unfolded the paper. It said my full name. It said the name of the test. And then in big, bold letters, it said pass. I immediately started weeping tears of joy. I passed, I said over and over. And I hugged that paper to my chest, and I thanked Jesus for his goodness to me. And, I didn't even realize how much emotion I had until it all came out. It was the same feeling after I presented my master's action research and thesis, that feeling of when I held my first published book in my hands, and a similar relief you have after the hours of labor are over and you hear that baby's first cry. I was just shaking all over. I called my husband, who said, I knew you'd pass. And then I called my parents, who are supportive yet practical. So they congratulated me and, of course, asked, what are your next steps? Well, I need to find a sponsoring broker before my license is active, I said. But where would I find a broker that would help me thrive as a dual career agent while balancing being a mom of toddlers? Enter Powerhouse. But that's a story for another episode. You've been listening to the Novice to Expert podcast. If you're interested in partnering, want to share your own experience as a realtor, or want to sell or buy in DFW, DM me at lauraortega.realtor on Instagram and follow for content that uplifts and empowers you to become a real estate expert.